Hey friends, this is Alex from Vulture Culture, and today we're going to take a look at REACRUNCH, which is a free JS plugin that if you're a Reaper user, you can use. It's in the Reaper stash, and it's a Bitcrusher or downsampler, and it just sounds absolutely gnarly. So before we get started, please like this video if you found it helpful, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. And to begin, I'm going to show you guys how to get this sound or get this plugin. So you want to go to Reaper, the website, and you go to the resources tab. So it's reaper.fm, resources, and we go to Reaper stash. Now I'm going to probably put the plugin link itself, and you can go to JSFX or just, I think if you just type in REACRUNCH like that, it should get it. Okay, and now I'm going to click on this, download. It's downloading. Now what you can do is you can go to your options and show Reaper resource path in Explorer Finder. Okay, so in here is the where you want to go, which is app data roaming Reaper, right? I'm going to open up a new and go to my downloads, and I'm going to take go to effects, and I already have it in here, but you would just copy and drop it and replace the file and destination. And then when you want to you can either look in the JS category here, and if I type in crunch, it'll show up. It's by this guy Xenakios. I'm probably pronouncing that horribly wrong, but it's some guy made it. That's the great thing about Reaper, is anybody can make a plugin and just upload it to the Reaper stash, and it's free for everyone to use, and there's some really cool stuff. But I wanted to highlight this one because Bitcrushers are weird in the sense that they're actually kind of finicky, and to find a good one is difficult. So let's open this thing up and see what we can do with it. So I'm going to set it back to its default state. So here's what we have, just completely, basically dry. Oh wait, that is not dry. That's more or less dry. Right. So we have a few things here. One, we'll start with the downsampling factor, and that's just how much it's downsampling it. And actually something like this is pretty cool in its own way, especially, you could take any drum loop and just start turning it into something that would work great in like a minimal techno track, especially if we did something like we added regate to this, and we got it so we got it really choky, and kind of almost get like a chiptunes feel or whatever you want. But I'll get rid of this for now, and all the way down it's pretty beat. So as we lower the bit depth, if we leave anti-aliasing filtering all the way up, it'll do a better job of bringing the bit depth down. Bit depth is actually the amount of range, how many points it samples up in velocity here, or in volume, amplitude I should say. So when people say 8-bit, they usually think of like Game Boy audio. And what's interesting is a lot of vinyl is actually 8 or 9-bit. It doesn't have a whole lot of dynamic range to it compared to digital, which has a whole lot more because of the digital noise floor is so low, even at 16-bit. So what's funny is when people say 8-bit audio, they usually think it means like really old school, but actually, high fidelity vinyl's 8 or 9-bit. So bit depth does not, below a certain point, starts to sound terrible, but like if I put it at 8 here, you'll hear it doesn't really sound that bad. In fact, I don't think I would notice the difference. Maybe there's a little, but I mean, it's subtle for sure. Now if I turn this off, we might start to get a little bit more artifacts, and especially as I bring this down, pretty soon it's going to start falling apart. There we go. I mean, and this would be just so cool to use in something like an industrial track. And even if I was going to do just a little bit on the whole drum section here, just to give it some serious attitude, like even around here, it's actually kind of done something really cool. Anyways, let's bring it all the way down. Pretty crazy, right? Now you'll notice that as I bring the anti-aliasing effects, it cleans it up a little. So it's probably more noticeable here. It's kind of subtle, but anyways. Now what we can do is also check out these different interpolation modes. I actually think linear breaks up a little bit nicer. I mean, that's like, it's almost like extreme compression. And with the anti-aliasing filtering off, it's like a little bit more gated sounding. And now we can darken it. So at like the extreme end here, we're talking about something that doesn't even really sound like the drum source that we started with. But if I go back up to like 4 bits, and again, depending on how much volume you feed this thing, you could get different effects too. So if I go and add a vol adjustment here, and we feed it more, if I bring it back down, you can actually get it to sort of do almost like a gating type thing. What's interesting too, as you listen to it, is how it changes, not just in volume, but also in tone as you vary this. Right? Kind of interesting. All right, let's try the inverse linear. And I can't hear anything. See what happens. I have no idea how to get this thing to make sound. Try. It appears that inverse linear, I can't get it to do anything. That's okay. So I kind of like it without any anti-aliasing effects on, and then so you can hear back to back. Let's do like 2, and we'll swap between sample and hold and linear. Kind of subtle. See it at 1.5. More noticeable there. Linear really gives like that. To me, that sounds like, almost like I said before, like a really overworked compressor. So that, or let me darken this a little. So to me, using like maybe 20% of this on these drums here, it's interesting phasing. I don't know. I think there's so many cool sorts of sounds you can get, or, you know, using it in 50% mode, we can, you know. I don't know. I just think it's a really cool plugin that is completely free. And if you have Reaper, which is great DAW, you know, the possibilities are endless. And there's so many great free plugins that either come in Reaper or you can find online very quickly on the Reaper stash. So anyways, if you found this video helpful, please like it and subscribe to the channel if you want to see some more stuff like this. And I'll see you in the next video.